Oregon legislature is considering passing consumer privacy laws to regulate how companies collect, use, store, even share your personal information. Generally speaking here, Senate Bill 619 would give you the right to know what data is being collected about you. Also the right to correct inaccurate data, to opt out of data collection, plus create heightened opt-in requirements for sensitive information, as well as special protections for children. But as we all know, the devil is in the details. Elise Haas joining us in studio now. And so what are the hot button issues in all of this, Elise?
So when I was watching the testimony today, I'll say overall, most of the people who are testifying and the groups that came to speak were, in support of this bill. But, consumer privacy protections, there's some major sticking points as well for businesses in particular. Since this is an issue that the federal government hasn't acted on, several states, including Oregon now, are working to pass their own privacy laws.
How our information is being used has been confusing and sometimes outright hidden from us since the inception of the internet.
Big data is billions of dollars worth of big business. So much of our private information, siphoned from our smart devices, goes unnoticed, but is being sold and traded behind the scenes. That's why Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum requested lawmakers develop Senate Bill 619, addressing consumer privacy rights.
As you can imagine, there are strong feelings on all sides of this issue, as businesses, small and large, rely on consumer data to identify customers, to provide special benefits to consumers, or to target products to specific groups. But at the same time, many advocates and consumers feel exploited by the unfettered collection, sharing, and sale of their data, especially when it is done without their consent.
While some major companies like Microsoft remain neutral on the bill.
And those concerns have caused the public to lose trust in technology and in the technology industry. And the only way to start to earn some of that trust back, in our view, is to pass new laws.
Other industry leaders at Oregon Public Broadcasting point out the unintended consequences on journalism without proper provisions.
It could require journalists to turn over information gathered during their reporting activities. It could lead to demands to retract or remove truthful news stories. It could be weaponized to shut down investigative reporting and intimidate journalists.
However, over and over, the one major area industries oppose is enforcement.
The business community has been very clear from the outset of the negotiations around this legislation that a private right of action would kill the legislation from our perspective. And
as the bill is currently written, if a company violates a consumer's privacy rights by collecting and using their information without their consent, the consumer may have the right to sue the company for damages. Businesses shared concerns about this leading to frivolous litigation and costly class action lawsuits.
Education and enforcement should be prioritized instead of encouraging lawsuits.
While everyone at the table in Salem acknowledged the collaboration it took to craft this privacy legislation, the bill still has a long road ahead. And like I mentioned, many groups came out in support of this as well, pointing out that the private right to sue would give this law teeth. So we will watch this bill very closely as it makes its way through the legislature.